Good morning. Hi, this is Stephanie from Our Natural Wisdom. So glad to be here with you for day 2 of our 3-day spring reawakening of self-compassion. And I am just so delighted to have this time with you. It's such an important topic, and I know that you have a deep love for nature. So the focus of this spring reawakening is to connect more deeply with the sacred partnership that you hold with Mother Earth. And within that, you are able to access such deep and beautiful levels of self-compassion and self-love. So again, my name is Stephanie Lindloff. I am the founder of Our Natural Wisdom, and I am an eco-intuitive coach and teacher who helps women who are anxious perfectionists to reclaim your peace through Mother Earth. It is such a joy to be here. Today we are going to be delving into one of my favorite topics, which is our connections with plants. And I wanted to just touch base real quick to see if you had an opportunity to do the sacred walk that we discussed in day 1 yesterday. I sure hope that you tried it out yesterday. Maybe you were able to try it out this morning. It is a practice that will bring you such presence, but it is a practice. So I encourage you to do the sacred walk every day, if possible, if not more than once a day. It only takes a few minutes to do the sacred walk through your yard, through your garden, or through your neighborhood, somewhere out in nature. Just 5 minutes can make a huge difference in your day and in alleviating and easing and clearing that anxious perfectionism that you may be holding within yourself. I am an anxious perfectionist myself, which is why I focus on supporting women that are struggling with anxiety and perfectionism. And I have had a lot of anxiety rising in me recently and perfectionism rising. They go together for me. So today I knew that it was especially important for me to take that sacred walk, as I usually do, but I just really felt that it was especially vital for me today. So I did too. I was able to fit in too, which I'm glad to have the opportunity to do. Once after I put my son on the bus, which I discussed yesterday, which can be a time of anxiety and a time where things rise up that can create more stress right off the bat in the morning than I want to hold on to. So my sacred walk is usually timed around that, between putting my son on the bus and making sure that my daughter is ready to go to school. But this morning I was really starting to feel anxiety over the fact that my daughter is going to be going on a spring break trip with a friend and her family next week. And this is the first time that she'll be away for a whole week, and she's 11. And boy, am I having a lot of anxiety coming up with that. A lot of just swirling thoughts of worry and, intrusive thinking, which I have discussed in previous lives, and just a lot of extreme thoughts and the feelings that come out of those thoughts as well. The worry and the, kind of like panicky feeling, and the even like a sadness, of course, that she's going to be gone. So I knew that taking a sacred walk for me this morning was going to be especially important. I also had a sense of perfectionism rising on a different topic, and this is how it often happens, right? We might feel generalized anxiety, or we might feel anxiety about a specific thing. And when we start really feeling into that and allowing ourselves to be in that place of anxious perfectionism, other things will start rising. It's like the layers start coming up and up. So it's so important for you to have a practice that enables you to find stillness and presence and be within the moment, that is where you will connect with your heart, where you will be able to connect with the beautiful wisdom of your soul and your soul's unconditional love and compassion for you. Because here in this place of presence and connection, soulful connection, you are able to access those deep levels of compassion that you have within you. And that is the focus of this 3-day spring awakening. So as I was doing my sacred walk and really finding myself connecting with the earth, breathing through the soles of my feet. Hi, Kay. Thanks for joining. Breathing through the soles of my feet, connecting with the elements of earth, air, fire, and water. I was very much drawn to check on some plants that we have in our native garden. And one of the first bloomers that we have is a hepatica. It's a sharp-lobed hepatica. It's an early spring bloomer, native plant. It's an ephemeral plant, so it blooms for just a short amount of time in the spring, and it provides really important nourishment at that time for the earliest bees that are awakening from their winter slumber. So there was a real sense of awakening and rebirth and reconnection and nourishment. And as I went over to check on this hepatica, and I had to clear away some leaves that we had left in our garden beds over the winter. And sure enough, it is starting to emerge from the earth, and it is so delicate and yet so resilient. I mean, this is a crazy time of year for a plant to be emerging and to even flower. So I was just remarking on and honoring the fact that this beautiful hepatica has this delicacy, these blooms that are about to open in the end of March, and yet it is so strong, so resilient, so much courage and self-trust. And this is the energy, the power that we can awaken within ourselves, especially through connecting with Mother Earth, because Mother Earth has all of this wisdom for us to know how to step into that place of presence, self-compassion, self-love, self-trust. All of this beauty is accessible to us in a deepened connection with Mother Earth. So as I was connecting with this hepatica, an image came to my mind of how a seed, the very earliest stage of a plant, the seed knows exactly where its roots need to go. The seed structure has these little structures within them that orients the seed so that it knows exactly, and it is through gravity. It orients itself with gravity, and it knows where to send its roots and where to send its shoots. So seeds, plants have this inner wisdom, this innate wisdom that knows exactly how to ground themselves, how to be well-founded, how to access the earth for all of the nourishment that they need to survive and thrive. You have this innate knowing as well. And plants are such a wonderful way of accessing this groundedness that you can access as well. You have this knowledge. It is a birthright. And I just could feel the hepatica offering this wisdom to me in that moment, to remember to ground myself, to remember to connect with my foundation, with my deep wisdom of my roots, to be able to connect with all of the love and support and nourishment that the earth is providing me. And from there, I was able to feel a deepened level of self-trust, a deepened level of self-compassion. So today I wanted to share some very simple practices with you about how you can do this as well. And the plants really rule the earth. We like to think that humans do, or perhaps that animals in general do, but really the earth is about plants. Everything depends upon plants, from what we eat to what we wear to the air that we breathe. We are so dependent upon plants. So they are powerful, powerful supporters, powerful aspects of nature to connect with and reconnect, reawaken all of the wisdom and the healing and the self-compassion that anxious perfectionists hold within you. A lot of Native American traditions refer to plants as the green nation or the plant nation, and it is so true. So today we are going to explore not your physical relationship with plants, what you eat, what you wear, what you breathe, which of course is so important and worth exploring, but your spiritual relationship with plants. We have a spiritual relationship with the green nation. We are able to connect more deeply with plants, with the green nation, to access deeper levels of self-compassion, to bring ourselves into stillness, to be able to hear your wise and loving intuition as a guide. Your soul's language is your intuition that you were born with. Plants are, in my course, Reclaim Your Peace, Cultivating Self-Compassion Through Soulful Gardening. The course is enrolling right now and begins on April 10th. You can learn all about it by clicking the link in bio. Of course, because it is a gardening course like no other, spiritual, soulful gardening. The gardening aspect of it, of course, we focus on plants and your connection with plants. Not only your ability to nurture plants and to plant them in a soulful way, but also to communicate with plants. That's right, you can communicate with plants. And they are so open and ready to offer you messages of healing and wisdom and allow you to access a deeper connection with your soul, with your intuition. The course that I teach is focused on creating a native flower garden, a vibrant native flower garden of plants that are native to your area, wherever you may be. This is a deeply healing approach to gardening. It is not the conventional approach to gardening that a lot of us grew up with or that the landscaping and gardening industry tends to focus on, but we have become more and more attuned to the need for restoring native ecosystems in our world. We have lost so many native plants, and when we lose native plants and the ecosystems that they thrive within, it really affects everything up the food chain, from beneficial insects and pollinators to birds and wildlife and ourselves. Because when we lose healthy ecosystems, we lose a connection with healthy Mother Earth, with a vibrant and resilient Mother Earth. Now, she is vibrant and resilient and able to overcome virtually anything that we throw at her, but it does, involve a lot of changes as we are seeing through our changing climate. So what we are looking to accomplish here with Soulful Gardening and through my course, Reclaim Your Peace, is to heal Mother Earth as you are healing yourself. And that is exactly what plants are offering to do for you. This is a reciprocal relationship of healing. And so I encourage you to journey with me. We're going to step into a guided meditation. I will walk you through a experience of connecting with plants. It is something that you can do outdoors. You can also do it indoors with houseplants, with flowers that you have within your home. I do strongly encourage you to start using this practice as a way of integrating it into the sacred walk that we discussed yesterday. And as the weather starts improving, we're all going to be spending more and more time outside as it becomes warmer and more conducive to spending time in your yard. I encourage you, especially if you are struggling with anxiety and perfectionism, to create just a few minutes to connect with the healing, the spiritual connection, the soulful connection that you can access with plants. So right now, I encourage you to take a couple of nice, deep cleansing breaths. Really breathing down into your belly, allowing yourself to receive the vital element of air, nourishing your body, and bringing your awareness to the soles of your feet. Yesterday, we talked about how during your sacred walk, you can imagine that you are breathing through the soles of your feet. Breathing, inhaling and exhaling as you are connecting with the earth. And today, I encourage you to imagine that you have beautiful roots of light extending from the soles of your feet. And they are going deep into the earth. They are going wide upon the earth. And with every footfall, you are breathing and you are connecting with those roots. Imagine how every step you are connecting. And know that these roots are always a part of you, of your energetic body, but bringing your awareness to them, bringing your intention and attention to them deepens this practice for you. So picturing how these beautiful roots of light are reaching out and connecting with, touching, acknowledging the roots of the plants that are around you. Picturing how these roots are weaving amongst the roots of the plant nation that is in your yard, in your neighborhood. Knowing that you already have a beautiful energetic connection with the plants surrounding you. You are, in fact, able to communicate with these plants through your roots. So as you are doing this practice during your sacred walks, trust that you are already in communication with the healing and the wisdom of the plants that surround you. And during your sacred walk, during this beautiful journey, imagine how you are drawn to a particular plant. You feel guided to observe this plant with curiosity. We talked in day 1 about using your curious observation as a way of opening your heart to your soul's wisdom, to your self-compassion. So picturing how you are feeling very connected, very much guided to connect with a particular plant. as I was guided to connect with our hepatica this morning that I talked about earlier. And as you are in front of this plant, especially here in spring, it may appear in a variety of ways. It may be an evergreen plant that remains green throughout the winter months, but you also may have a plant that is just starting to emerge from the ground, as the hepatica was for me this morning. Or it may be a shrub or a bush that is just starting to develop its buds. And observing this new growth, observing how this plant is reawakening at this time in early spring. Let's start to tap into your 5 physical senses. So first, observe with your eyes. And with soft focus, picture this plant. Picture an aspect of this plant that you are especially drawn to. It may be a leaf. It may be a flower. It may be a bud. But really observing this plant through your vision. And then step into connecting with this plant through your sense of touch. So right now, in your mind's eye, in your heart, imagine reaching out to delicately touch this plant. Maybe its stem or the feel of its leaf. And leaves are especially soft and tender and maybe fuzzy in the spring. Such a lovely texture to feel. And breathing here, really allowing yourself to receive this subtle beauty, this blessing of this plant as you acknowledge its beauty and send it love. And then moving into your sense of hearing. What do you hear as you are connecting with this plant? You might hear the sounds of birds or the rustling of leaves. You might hear the wind through the grasses nearby. You might even hear a sound of the plant. Maybe when you are touching its stem or its leaf, you hear a particular sound. And know that you might not hear it with your ears. You can hear with your heart as well. And then moving to the sense of taste and knowing that you don't need to literally taste this plant unless you know that it is edible. You can simply be aware of the taste that is in your mouth in that moment. Is there a sweetness or a bitterness or an umami flavor or a saltiness? Being aware of your sense of taste opens you up even more to your presence and the stillness that is here in your sensory immersion with this plant. And finally, connecting with your sense of smell. And here in early spring, you may smell the earth, that smell of the soil. It could be that muddy smell or the smell of rain. You may smell that there's a smell that leaves have when they are decaying that is just a very earthy smell. You might smell that. And of course, if this is a flower that you are connecting with, you may have a fragrance that is coming to you through this flower. So as you are immersed in this physical sensory experience of sight and sound, touch, smell, and taste, this is a place of deep presence. You are using your entire brain to experience this, as we talked about in day 1. And when we use our entire brain, we are so easily able to drop down into our heart space. From here, picture how your heart is just opening up, opening up to receive any message that this beautiful, healing, and wise plant may have for you in this moment. And know that you may not hear a message right away. It may not come in words. It may come in a sensation or simply a feeling of oneness. What a beautifully healing feeling to receive. And that is very much what the plant nation is offering us. So breathing in this space of oneness with your beautiful plant. Receiving their blessing and blessing them in return. Extending your gratitude to this plant. Complimenting this plant in any way that you are guided to. Acknowledging the wisdom and the healing and the beauty of this plant. Acknowledging all that it provides to the earth, to living beings, including you. And feeling how you are also connected at the root level, through the ground, breathing in this knowing, breathing in this love, breathing in this healing. And closing this journey by extending your gratitude once again and feeling the compassion that you have for all living things. Knowing how this compassion deepens your self-compassion. Knowing that you have an infinite well of compassion. And this plant, the green nation, the plant nation, is a powerful supporter in your journey of self-compassion. Now taking some nice stretches after that journey. Feeling how your whole body is deeply grounded with the earth, with the roots of the plants. How your heart is open to receive from your soul, from your intuition. And feel how you are experiencing deepened compassion for yourself and for all things. I hope that you enjoyed this journey if this type of journey speaks to you, I lovingly encourage you to check out my online course, Reclaim Your Peace, Cultivating Self-Compassion Through Soulful Gardening. It is a truly one-of-a-kind gardening course that heals you and Mother Earth. All you have to do is click the link in bio in Instagram or the link that is provided in the caption, and you will see all of the details. I would love, 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 love to take that journey with you. The first class begins April 10th. And this is a perfect time for you to learn everything you need to know about how easy it is to create a beautiful, vibrant, soulful garden just in time for spring. It would be such a joy to support you in that way. Gardening is so healing and really something that you are being guided to do for yourself. Thanks again for joining. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow at the same time for day 3 of our 3-day spring reawakening of self-compassion. Thanks again, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.